What if one simple nutrient has been quietly influencing your bones, muscles, immune system, mood, and even the way your body repairs itself every single day? Millions of people believe they're getting enough of it just because they spend a little time outdoors or eat healthy foods. But what if those assumptions are actually putting their long-term health at risk? Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, but its role goes far beyond helping your body absorb calcium. It acts like a master controller that supports countless biological processes from head to toe. Yet vitamin D deficiency remains one of the most common nutritional problems worldwide, especially among adults over the age of 50. Many people believe that once summer arrives, supplements are no longer necessary because the sun will naturally provide everything the body needs. Unfortunately, real life doesn't work that way. Think about your typical day. You wake up indoors, prepare for work, and spend most of your morning inside your home or office. Even if you step outside, you're usually wearing clothing that covers much of your skin. Many people drive instead of walking, work inside buildings all day, and return home after the strongest sunlight has already passed. As a result, the amount of sunlight that actually reaches your skin may be far less than you imagine. This becomes even more challenging for people living in areas with frequent clouds, long winters, air pollution, or lifestyles that limit outdoor activities. As we grow older, our skin also becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D naturally, making deficiency even more likely. Food can certainly contribute, but surprisingly, it provides only a small portion of what the body typically requires. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel contain vitamin D. Egg yolks and fortified dairy products also provide some amounts. However, relying entirely on food usually isn't enough to maintain healthy vitamin D levels for most adults. That doesn't mean these foods aren't valuable. They absolutely are. A balanced diet supports overall health in many ways, but expecting diet alone to fully meet your vitamin D needs may leave an important nutritional gap. Scientists have discovered that vitamin D receptors exist throughout almost every major organ system in the body. These receptors allow vitamin D to influence hundreds of biological functions, including immune regulation, muscle performance, cellular growth, and normal communication between cells. This explains why low vitamin D isn't simply associated with weak bones. Research has linked inadequate levels to reduced muscle strength, slower recovery after illness, lower energy, mood changes, and decreased physical performance, especially in older adults. Bone health remains one of vitamin D's best-known responsibilities. Without adequate vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium efficiently. Even if you consume enough calcium through food, your body may not be able to use it properly. Over time, this can contribute to weaker bones and increase the likelihood of fractures, particularly among seniors. Maintaining healthy vitamin D levels becomes increasingly important with age because preserving bone density helps support, balance, mobility, and independence. Another interesting fact is that vitamin D also contributes to healthy muscles. Strong muscles help protect your joints, improve posture, reduce the risk of falls, and make everyday activities easier, from climbing stairs to carrying groceries. The challenge is that vitamin D deficiency often develops gradually. Many people don't notice obvious symptoms until the deficiency has existed for quite some time. That's why understanding how vitamin D works and recognizing common mistakes people make is so valuable. Have you ever looked at someone and noticed rounded shoulders, poor posture, bowed legs, or constant fatigue, and assumed it was simply a normal part of aging? What if some of these changes were influenced by a nutrient deficiency that had been developing silently for years? Vitamin D does far more than support strong bones. It plays an important role in maintaining the body's structural strength, muscle function, and overall resilience. One of the biggest misunderstandings about vitamin D is that its effects are limited to childhood growth or preventing brittle bones in older adults. Modern research suggests that vitamin D influences many tissues throughout the body, helping cells communicate properly and supporting healthy muscle performance, connective tissue, and immune balance. As we age, maintaining these systems becomes increasingly important. Healthy bones don't simply prevent fractures. They help preserve posture, mobility, and independence. Every movement you make, from standing up out of a chair to walking across the room, depends on a strong framework working together with healthy muscles and joints. When vitamin D levels remain low over long periods, the body's ability to absorb calcium efficiently decreases. To compensate, the body may begin drawing calcium from its own bones to keep blood calcium levels stable. Over time, this process can gradually weaken the skeleton. That's one reason bone density naturally becomes a greater concern after the age of 50. Many people notice that older adults gradually become shorter with age. While spinal discs naturally change over time, loss of bone strength can also contribute to changes in posture and height. Keeping bones healthy throughout adulthood helps reduce these age-related changes and supports better balance. Muscles also depend on vitamin D. Strong muscles don't just improve athletic performance. They protect joints, stabilize the spine, improve coordination, and reduce the likelihood of dangerous falls. Numerous studies have shown that maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is associated with better muscle strength and physical performance, particularly among older adults. This is one reason healthcare professionals often evaluate vitamin D status in individuals experiencing muscle weakness or frequent falls. Another area that deserves attention is connective tissue. Connective tissue forms the body's internal support network. It helps stabilize joints, supports tendons and ligaments, and contributes to healthy skin, blood vessels, and cartilage. Although many nutrients contribute to connective tissue health, vitamin D plays an important supporting role in the biological processes that keep these tissues functioning normally. When posture gradually deteriorates, many people immediately turn to stretching exercises or physical therapy. Those approaches can certainly help, but nutrition should never be overlooked. Muscles and connective tissues respond best when the body has the nutrients needed to repair and maintain them. That brings us to another common mistake, assuming every vitamin D supplement works equally well. Vitamin D belongs to a group of nutrients known as fat-soluble vitamins. This means it is absorbed along with dietary fat. If digestion or fat absorption is impaired, the body may struggle to utilize vitamin D efficiently. For that reason, many experts recommend taking vitamin D with a meal containing healthy fats rather than on an empty stomach. This simple habit may improve absorption compared with taking it alone. The quality of the supplement may also matter. Many people choose products solely based on price without considering factors such as manufacturing quality, third-party testing, or dosage accuracy. Selecting reputable supplements and following guidance from qualified healthcare professionals can help ensure you're getting what the label promises. Another mistake is believing that more is always better. While vitamin D deficiency is common, taking extremely high doses without medical supervision isn't advisable. Individual needs vary, depending on age, body composition, sun exposure, diet, medications, and existing medical conditions. The safest approach is to know your vitamin D status through a blood test and discuss appropriate supplementation with your healthcare provider. What if you've been taking vitamin D for years but still aren't getting the full benefit? Many people faithfully swallow their daily supplement and assume the job is done. But dosage, timing, absorption, and the nutrients you pair with vitamin D can all influence how effectively your body uses it. A small mistake repeated every day could make a meaningful difference over time. One of the most common misconceptions is that everyone requires the same amount of vitamin D. In reality, individual needs vary. Factors such as age, body weight, skin tone, sun exposure, diet, geographic location, and overall health all affect vitamin D status. As people grow older, the skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. At the same time, many older adults spend less time outdoors than they did earlier in life. Together, these factors make deficiency more common among seniors. Body composition can also play a role. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it can be stored in body fat. Research suggests that individuals carrying more body fat may have lower circulating vitamin D levels because more of the vitamin becomes stored rather than remaining available in the bloodstream. This is one reason healthcare providers sometimes recommend different supplementation strategies depending on an individual's health profile. However, this does not mean people should automatically take very high doses on their own. Instead of guessing, experts generally recommend measuring blood vitamin D levels when deficiency is suspected. A simple laboratory test can help determine whether supplementation is necessary and what dosage may be appropriate under medical guidance. Another common mistake is expecting immediate results. Vitamin D works gradually. Unlike a pain reliever that produces noticeable effects within hours, vitamin D supports long-term biological processes. It contributes to healthy bones, muscles, immune function, and cellular activity over weeks and months rather than overnight. Consistency matters much more than expecting instant changes. Timing may also influence comfort for some individuals. Because vitamin D participates in many metabolic activities, some people prefer taking it earlier in the day with breakfast or lunch, particularly alongside a meal containing healthy fats. While research on timing is still evolving, taking it consistently with food often improves adherence and may support absorption. Equally important is remembering that vitamin D doesn't work alone. Magnesium is involved in the body's ability to activate and utilize vitamin D efficiently. Without sufficient magnesium, some of the enzymes responsible for converting vitamin D into its active form may not function optimally. Magnesium also supports normal muscle function, healthy nerve activity, energy production, and relaxation. Foods such as leafy green vegetables, almonds, pumpkin seeds, beans, and whole grains naturally provide magnesium and contribute to overall nutritional balance. Another nutrient often discussed alongside vitamin D is vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 participates in calcium metabolism by helping direct calcium toward bones and teeth while supporting normal distribution throughout the body. Researchers continue studying the interaction between vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K2, and many healthcare professionals consider these nutrients together when designing supplementation plans. A balanced diet remains the foundation. Supplements can help fill nutritional gaps, but they should never replace healthy eating habits. Fatty fish, eggs, dairy products, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains each provide unique nutrients that work together to support overall health. Physical activity also complements vitamin D's benefits. Regular walking, strength training, and weight-bearing exercises stimulate bones and muscles, helping maintain density, balance, coordination, and mobility as we age. Nutrition and exercise are partners, not competitors. Finally, remember that every person's health situation is unique. Certain medications, digestive disorders, kidney disease, liver disease, or hormonal conditions can affect vitamin D metabolism. That's why personalized medical advice is always more valuable than following generalized recommendations found online. Have you ever wondered why two people of the same age can live completely different lives? One stays active, energetic, and mentally sharp, while the other struggles with fatigue, frequent illness, slow recovery, and declining strength. Although many factors influence healthy aging, researchers continue discovering that vitamin D may play a much larger role than most people realize. Most people associate vitamin D with bone health, but its influence extends into several systems that help keep the body functioning efficiently every day. One of its most recognized roles is supporting the immune system. Your immune system works around the clock, identifying harmful bacteria, viruses, and other threats while helping control unnecessary inflammation. Vitamin D doesn't simply boost immunity. Instead, it helps regulate immune responses so they remain balanced. Scientists have found vitamin D receptors on many immune cells, suggesting this nutrient participates in normal immune function throughout the body. Maintaining healthy vitamin D levels is one part of supporting a well-functioning immune system, along with quality sleep, regular exercise, stress management, and a nutritious diet. Vitamin D also appears to influence mood and emotional well-being. Low vitamin D levels have been associated in numerous studies with a higher likelihood of experiencing symptoms related to low mood and reduced emotional wellness. While vitamin D is not a treatment for depression, maintaining healthy levels may contribute to overall brain health as part of a comprehensive lifestyle approach. Many people also report feeling more energetic after correcting a deficiency under medical supervision. This may occur because vitamin D supports normal muscle function and participates in several biological processes involved in energy metabolism. Recovery after physical activity is another area receiving increasing scientific attention. Whether you're lifting weights, gardening, walking several miles, or simply remaining physically active throughout the day, your muscles constantly repair themselves after use. Vitamin D supports normal muscle function, and maintaining adequate levels may contribute to better physical performance and recovery, particularly among older adults. For seniors, this becomes especially important. Healthy muscles help maintain independence, reduce the risk of falls, improve balance, and make everyday activities easier. Combined with resistance exercises and adequate protein intake, maintaining sufficient vitamin D may support healthier aging. Researchers have also explored vitamin D's relationship with thyroid health. The thyroid gland helps regulate metabolism, body temperature, heart rate, and energy production. While thyroid disorders have many possible causes, Some studies have observed an association between low vitamin D levels and certain thyroid conditions. Scientists continue investigating this relationship, but maintaining adequate vitamin D remains one important aspect of supporting overall metabolic health. Another topic that often creates confusion involves kidney stones. Some people worry that taking vitamin D automatically causes kidney stones. The reality is far more complex. Current research indicates that vitamin D supplementation within medically recommended amounts is generally safe for most healthy adults. Kidney stone risk depends on many factors, including hydration, calcium metabolism, diet, genetics, certain medical conditions, and excessive supplementation without supervision. Rather than avoiding vitamin D altogether, the better approach is to work with a healthcare professional, especially if you have kidney disease, previous kidney stones, or disorders affecting calcium metabolism. Pregnancy is another stage of life where vitamin D becomes particularly important. Expecting mothers require adequate nutrition to support both their own health and their baby's development. Healthcare providers frequently evaluate vitamin D status during pregnancy when appropriate because maintaining healthy levels contributes to normal bone development and maternal health. Any supplementation during pregnancy, however, should always follow professional medical guidance. Perhaps the biggest takeaway is this: vitamin D is not a miracle cure. It cannot replace healthy eating, regular physical activity, quality sleep, routine medical care, or prescribed treatments. Instead, it serves as one important piece of a much larger health puzzle. When combined with nutritious foods, consistent exercise, stress reduction, and regular health checkups, maintaining healthy vitamin D levels may help support stronger bones, healthier muscles, better immune function, and overall well-being throughout life. Imagine discovering that one of the simplest steps you could take for your long-term health isn't about buying the latest supplement or following an extreme diet. Instead, it's about understanding how your body naturally works and giving it the nutrients it needs consistently. When it comes to vitamin D, success isn't found in shortcuts. It's found in smart habits that support your health year after year. By now, we've explored how vitamin D contributes to healthy bones, muscles, immune function, and overall wellness. But knowledge only becomes valuable when it's turned into action. The good news is that maintaining healthy vitamin D levels doesn't have to be complicated. The first step is knowing your current vitamin D status. Many people assume they are deficient, while others believe they have enough because they spend time outdoors. The truth is that neither assumption replaces proper testing. A simple blood test ordered by your healthcare provider can help determine whether your vitamin D level falls within the recommended range and whether supplementation may be beneficial. Testing becomes especially important for older adults, individuals with osteoporosis, people who spend very little time outdoors, those with darker skin living in northern climates, and anyone with digestive conditions that may interfere with nutrient absorption. Once you know your level, you and your healthcare provider can develop a plan that fits your individual needs. Another important habit is consistency. Vitamin D works best when healthy levels are maintained over time rather than through occasional large doses, unless specifically recommended by a medical professional. Daily routines are often easier to maintain than irregular schedules, making long-term consistency one of the biggest contributors to success. Remember that vitamin D is only one part of the bigger picture. Healthy bones also require adequate calcium, magnesium, protein, and regular weight-bearing exercise. Strong muscles depend on physical activity, sufficient protein intake, quality sleep, and overall good nutrition. The immune system thrives on a combination of healthy eating, exercise, stress management, and proper rest. No single vitamin can replace these essential lifestyle habits. Sunlight also deserves a balanced approach. Moderate sun exposure helps many people produce vitamin D naturally, but excessive exposure increases the risk of skin damage and skin cancer. The goal isn't to spend endless hours in direct sunlight. Instead, follow safe sun practices appropriate for your skin type, local climate, and the advice of healthcare professionals. Nutrition remains equally important. Include foods that naturally provide vitamin D whenever possible. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, trout, and mackerel are among the richest natural sources. Eggs, fortified dairy products, and fortified plant-based beverages can also contribute. While food alone may not meet everyone's needs, it remains an important foundation for overall health. Physical activity should never be overlooked. Regular walking, resistance training, balance exercises, stretching, and staying physically active help maintain strong bones and muscles while supporting cardiovascular health and healthy aging. Even small amounts of daily movement can make a meaningful difference over time. Finally, remember that health information on the internet should always be viewed carefully. Scientific understanding continues to evolve. New studies are published every year, and recommendations may change as researchers learn more. Before starting high-dose vitamin D supplements or making significant changes to your healthcare routine, consult your physician or another qualified healthcare professional, especially if you have kidney disease, liver disease, hormonal disorders, are pregnant, or take prescription medications. The goal isn't simply to increase a number on a blood test. The real objective is to support a healthier, stronger, and more active life. Vitamin D can be an important part of that journey, but it works best alongside nutritious eating, regular exercise, quality sleep, stress management, and ongoing medical care. Small daily habits often produce the greatest long-term results. By understanding how vitamin D fits into your overall lifestyle and making informed decisions based on reliable medical guidance, you're investing in your future health. One healthy choice at a time. If you found this information helpful, continue learning about nutrition, preventive health, and healthy aging. The more informed you become today, the better equipped you'll be to protect your health for years to come.